Hey, welcome back to the Big Ranch Show. As always, thank you for joining me. If you could, hit that subscribe button down below. Let's get right to it. Now, a lot of people are outraged, as I am as well, but a lot of people are outraged about an officer who was killed last week in California. Officer Singh was gunned down by a supposed illegal alien last Wednesday. And of course, right off the bat, Donald Trump tries to make it about his wall and some political BS. Along with many of the people I know on social media. But I got a question for those people. All those people that are so upset and so angry by the death of Officer Singh. Where were you? Where were you 3 or 4 weeks ago when the shooting took place at a hospital in Chicago? Where were you? Oh, that's right, because that shooting was done by a legal gun owner. And you said absolutely nothing. Yet, you want to make a political pawn out of Officer Singh. From all accounts, Officer Singh was a great officer, a good man, and a great family man. And you want to make him a political pawn in your game for a wall. But where were you 3 weeks ago when Samuel Jimenez, officer of the Chicago Police Department for less than 2 years, was gunned down by a deranged legal American gun owner? Not only did he gun down the police officer, he gunned down his ex-fiancée as well because she wouldn't marry him. And he wanted his engagement ring back, so he killed her and this officer and wounded other people. You sit there and act as if this officer being slain by an illegal immigrant is any different than the officer who was murdered by this son of a bitch in Chicago. But none of you said anything about this officer. The only people I saw on my social media that said anything about the officer in Chicago being killed were people that have family in the police industry, in the police world. The rest of you said nothing. And now that Officer Singh passed away because of a supposed illegal alien, you want to make it political. But just 3 weeks ago, you would have told me, don't make this officer shooting political. It's exactly what 99% of you would have told me 3 weeks ago. It's the same thing I got talking about the Botham Jean shooting. People thought I shouldn't have been talking about that. Yet, because it's advantageous for possibly to try and convince people to support their wall, they're politicizing Officer Singh's death. I talked about gun violence after the Parkland shooting, after the Sutherland Springs shooting. And I was told by people in the comments and on my social media, stop politicizing it. Yet, that's exactly what you're doing now. Here's the thing about your little wall. It's not going to stop things like this from happening. The bad people that want in are still going to find a way to go over, under, and around your stupid little wall. In the end, it's going to be $20 billion of a waste of money because all they're going to have to do is make a bigger ladder. That's it. Sure, will it make it a little bit more difficult? Yeah, it might add 10 minutes to their time. Or they may have to reinvest in a new ladder. But the only people your wall are going to keep out and harm are those people actually fleeing the bad people you want to keep out. All the experts on border security agree that building the wall will not work. It'll look nice. It'll make you have a false sense of security. But at the end of the day, it won't help you a bit. The bad folks that you want to keep out so bad will still get in. No wall will stop that. Now, do I agree that we should have stronger border security? Yes. I believe we should have more Border Patrol agents down on the border. Not military, but more Border Patrol agents. I believe we should have more high-tech equipment down on the border to prevent people from entering the country. I.e. unarmed drones with heat-sensing technology who could see these people so you could dispatch Border Patrol to their location to apprehend them. That way, you could figure it out. You can figure out, was this person here, were they trying to seek asylum or were they trying to commit murder? But no, you don't want to listen to reason. My condolences go to the family of Officer Singh. I feel terrible that he was killed. It's a tragedy anytime a police officer is murdered in this country. To me, gun violence is gun violence. It doesn't matter if it's an officer, a civilian, or whatever. Gun violence in this country is insanely. It's just insane. So to me, every loss of life to gun violence in this country is tragic. I don't care if it's some kid in a high school, a kid in a kindergarten class, a civilian selling non-tax cigarettes in New York, to an officer being gunned down in California. Gun violence needs to come to an end, and we've got to figure out a way to stop it. But trying to use Mr. Singh's death as a reason for your wall is lame. And that's at best. At the end of the day, it is what it is. You just don't like people from other countries coming to this country. You are scared of the other to the point that you would rather spend $25 billion on a wall that won't work, and we'll have to keep paying the same stuff we're paying now, plus maintenance on that new wall, when we could be taking care of the people here. You know how many homeless vets that could feed? $25 billion? You know how many homeless vets and other veterans could get treatment for their PTSD? Do you know how much of that money could be used to prevent veteran suicide? But no, you don't care. You just want your wall. I truly don't believe that wall will help one bit. I don't think it has any effect on the illegal immigration that you want to stop. Will it stop the family with a small child? Sure. Sure, it'll stop the family with small children. Is it going to stop somebody that's trying to run drugs? No. Is it going to stop somebody that's trying to join up with a gang? No. But it will hurt those families that are just trying to flee violence. Right there in that border area is not a safe place to stay. And I'm not just talking about caravans. I'm talking about everyday people trying to seek asylum. If you disagree, let me know in the comments. If you agree, let me know in the comments. Just hit me up down below. Let me know what you think on this topic. I really don't understand why everybody wants to build a $25 billion wall. I really don't, and I never will. One, a few years ago, back when Obama was president, We passed a $40 billion border security plan that involved new fencing, better fencing, especially for those areas that have just nothing but like barbed wire. And a lot of the ranchers down there on the border don't want it because it'll cut off their property from their other property. Because we're not just building. It's not like we're building the wall right on the Rio Grande or right in the middle of it. No, no, we're building it with into the country a few miles. This border wall you want to build is going to cut off people even worse than this fencing has. Say what you will, but the last president did a dang good job when it came to taking care of the border. Many of my liberal friends hated the fact that he deported so many people. Anyhow, this has been the Big Rant Show. I've been your host, Jacob Keck, and I'll see you down the road.